and welcome to another story time with Kidzone. I am your host, Miss Shani. Before we jump into our story time on today, let's get into a little bit of praise and worship. We'll be right back.
Look pretty big. Me, on the other hand, I'm just a little kid. So what? I may not be strong as you. There is something about me you don't know. Here's the truth, see? You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord, yeah. You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord, yeah. Hey, hey, Goliath. Of the Lord, yeah. You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord, yeah. Hey, hey, Goliath. 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 Go ahead and laugh. I got a couple pebbles hidden in this bag. When I raise my arm, when I start to swing, I'ma knock you out with just a rock and a sling, yeah. You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord, yeah. You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord, yeah. Hey, hey, Goliath.
I hope you guys enjoyed that praise and worship because we serve a mighty and powerful God. And it's time for us to take the power of God back to school with you, all right? So we're going on a journey for a 4-week series on learning how to have God with us, especially through these school days. So week 1, we're going to be discussing God is my helper. I'm excited to share this amazing story about a young boy named David and a giant named Goliath. This story shows us that God is our helper no matter how big our challenges may seem. So let's hop into this beautiful story. So there was this giant named Goliath. Imagine someone so tall and strong that everyone was scared of him. He wore heavy armor and carried a huge spear. Every day, Goliath would come out and challenge the Israelites, shouting at them and daring anyone to fight him. But guess what? No one was brave enough to face him. Goliath was like a giant bully. The Israelites were terrified. Now, let's think about this. Have you ever faced something that made you really scared? Maybe it was a big test at school or a new sport you were trying for the first time. We all have, but remember, just like David, we can trust God to help us through those tough times. David didn't wear armor or carry a big sword. Instead, he took his sling and chose 5 smooth stones from a stream. Goliath laughed at David, but David said, "You come against me with the sword and the spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." Wow, David was so confident because he trusted in God's power, not his own. Sometimes when we face big problems, we might feel small and weak, but God is strong and he can help us overcome anything. When Goliath moved to attack, David ran toward him. He took out a stone, put it in his sling, and flung it at Goliath. The stone hit Goliath right in the forehead, and the giant fell face down to the ground. David defeated Goliath with just a stone and a sling because God was with him. Can you believe it? David won, not because he was strong, but because God helped him. It's like when we face something hard and we remember that God is with us. We don't need to be the hero because God has our back. Say to yourself, God has my back. So just like David trusted God to help him defeat Goliath, we can also trust in Jesus to help us with our biggest challenges, especially with going back to school. Jesus came to save us from our sins by dying on the cross and rising again. We can overcome any challenges when Jesus is with us. We don't have to rely on our own strength. We can trust in Jesus' sacrifice and share his love with others. So I pray that I bless you all to take something to school with you guys so that you could be a better person, so that you can have the power of God always by your side. Remember, guys, this will be a beautiful and blessed school year, and I pray nothing but the best for you guys. Until next week, we'll see you back on week 2 for our Back to School series. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Love you, my kiddos. Bye.